What do you think happens when a 45-year-old machine, billions of miles from home, starts talking in riddles? In 2022, that's exactly what happened. Voyager 1, our farthest messenger to the stars, began sending back impossible data. Its systems reported they were perfectly fine, but the information coming through was pure chaos, a stream of digital gibberish from the edge of the solar system. Now, what's your initial theory? A simple malfunction, or the first sign of something else? Drop your one-word theory in the comments right now. Glitch or discovery? This is the incredible story of the Voyager probes, and I promise you, the deeper you look, the stranger it gets. If you love a good cosmic mystery, make sure you're subscribed because we are about to dive deep into one of the greatest adventures in human history. Let's rewind to the 1970s. Imagine a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A planetary alignment that happens only once every 176 years created a kind of gravitational superhighway across our solar system. NASA scientists realized they could plan the ultimate game of cosmic billiards, using one planet's gravity to slingshot a spacecraft to the next, and the next, and the next. It was an audacious plan called the Grand Tour, but to pull off this incredible shot, they needed a powerful break from a true giant. Which planet do you think gave the Voyagers their biggest gravitational boost, acting as the primary slingshot for the entire Grand Tour? Was it A, Jupiter, or B, Saturn? Pause the video and guess in the comments below. The answer is Jupiter. Its immense gravity was the key that unlocked the rest of the solar system for our robotic explorers. This single gravitational assist was so powerful it literally cut the journey time to Neptune from a staggering 30 years down to just 12. Think about that for a second. The engineers had to design a machine with technology from the 70s, less computing power than your smartphone, that could survive for decades, navigate precisely through planetary systems, and endure the brutal radiation and cold of deep space. It was a masterpiece of engineering and ambition. The Voyagers weren't just visiting one planet. They were embarking on a tour of the outer gas giants, revealing worlds we had only seen as faint dots of light. They showed us the raging storms of Jupiter, including the Great Red Spot, a hurricane larger than Earth itself. They gave us our first close-up views of Saturn's majestic rings, discovering they were made of countless individual particles of ice and rock. They revealed the hidden moons of Uranus and the windswept, cryogenic surface of Neptune. Each flyby was a revelation, rewriting our textbooks and fundamentally changing our view of the solar system. The Grand Tour wasn't just a mission, it was humanity's first detailed family portrait of our celestial neighbors. But the Voyagers are more than just scientific instruments. They are also humanity's ultimate mixtape for the cosmos. Attached to the side of each probe is a gleaming, gold-plated copper disc known as the Golden Record. It's a time capsule, a message in a bottle thrown into the cosmic ocean. Conceived by a committee led by the legendary astronomer Carl Sagan, this record is our introduction to any intelligent life that might one day find it. It contains greetings spoken in 55 different languages, from ancient Akkadian to modern Mandarin. It carries the sounds of Earth, the cry of a newborn baby, the crashing of ocean waves, the song of a whale, and the rumble of a volcano. It also includes 90 minutes of music from across cultures and history, from Bach and Beethoven to Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good. And finally, it holds 116 images encoded as audio signals, depicting everything from our DNA structure to a woman eating an ice cream cone. It's a snapshot of who we were and who we aspired to be, but here's a little mystery for you. Among all these carefully selected sounds is a strange, minute-long track of what seems like noise. It's listed in the official content as the sounds of Earth, but it's actually an EEG recording of the brainwaves of Andruyan, the creative director of the project and Carl Sagan's future wife. She meditated on humanity's history and what it felt like to fall in love. In a way, it's the most personal and profound message on the entire record. This leads to a fascinating question for you. If you were on Sagan's committee today, and you could add one modern song to the Golden Record to represent our current era, What song would you choose? What track perfectly captures the 2020s for an alien civilization? Share your song choice and your reasoning in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you pick. For decades, the Voyagers continued their journey outward, past the familiar planets, heading for a boundary we had never crossed before. In 2012, after 35 years of travel, Voyager 1 officially left the heliosphere, the protective bubble of particles and magnetic fields created by our sun, and entered the vast, unknown territory of interstellar space. Humanity had finally touched the cosmos beyond our home star. But what it found there was bizarre and unexpected. The magnetic field didn't match any of our models. Our theories predicted it should align with the galaxy's magnetic field, but instead, it was tilted and strangely powerful, as if we had entered a completely different magnetic zone. And then there was the sound. The probe's instruments detected a persistent, low-frequency hum. It wasn't sound in the traditional sense, but vibrations in the super-thin plasma of interstellar gas, a constant singing of the space between stars. But the biggest riddle of all came from the probes themselves. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, though now billions of miles apart and traveling in different directions, recorded different magnetic field directions as they crossed into interstellar space. It's like two ships leaving the same harbor, but reporting completely different currents just outside the bay. This discrepancy has become a major cosmic puzzle for astrophysicists. What's your theory on this? Are the probes passing through some kind of invisible magnetic structure, a cosmic filament or tunnel we didn't know existed? Or is our fundamental understanding of physics at this grand scale simply wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments. Structure or physics, this isn't just a minor detail. It's a clue that the universe on its largest scales might be far more complex and structured than we ever imagined. Which brings us back to where we started, the ghost in the machine. In May 2022, Voyager 1 began sending back that stream of garbled data from its attitude control system, the part of the spacecraft that keeps its antenna pointed at Earth. For 7 months, engineers were baffled. The probe insisted it was fine, but the data it sent was nonsense. It was like calling a friend who says, "I'm okay," while speaking in a language you don't understand. NASA eventually traced the problem to a single faulty memory chip that had likely been damaged by a high-energy cosmic ray. They found a clever workaround, rerouting the data through another part of the system's memory, and the probe started speaking clearly again. Case closed, right? A simple glitch. But during the anomaly, some scientists noted that parts of the telemetry seemed structured, not entirely random. Then there's the 2020 incident, where Voyager 2 suddenly went silent for months. Officially, it was a software bug triggered by an automated command. But the timing and nature of these events, happening to a 45-year-old probe at the very edge of interstellar space, are undeniably intriguing. Let's get creative for a moment. If this wasn't a glitch, but a message, a whisper from the void, what do you think our oldest, most distant explorer is trying to tell us? Give me your most imaginative translation of the anomaly in a single sentence. What secrets could be hidden in that garbled data? Maybe it was a warning, a greeting, or just the sound of the universe itself speaking through our own creation. If you find these cosmic puzzles as fascinating as I do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that you enjoy this kind of content, and it really helps the channel reach more curious minds like yours. The Voyager mission is more than a story about machines and distant stars. It teaches us that the greatest journeys are always into the unknown. Its story is a powerful metaphor for exploring our own potential. The challenges that face the faulty chips, the software bugs, the unexpected discoveries are like the obstacles we face in our own lives. They force us to be creative, resilient, and to find new ways forward. The profound curiosity that drove scientists to build the Voyagers is the exact same spark that drives you to learn a new skill or ask a big question. The courage that sent them into the void is the same fire that helps you start a new project, move to a new city, or simply step outside your comfort zone. So what's your grand tour? What unknown territory are you ready to explore in your own life? It doesn't have to be a journey to the stars. It could be starting a business, writing a book, learning an instrument, or reconnecting with a part of yourself you've left behind. The greatest discoveries, whether in the cosmos or within our own hearts, are always waiting just beyond the edge of what we think is possible. The Voyager story continues, not just in the silent darkness between the stars, but in every one of us who dares to look up and ask what if. Go explore. Thanks for watching.